Welcome to Lesson 18 in our ADDIE model video series. I is for implement. In this lesson, we move from design and development into the exciting phase where your plan becomes reality. Implementation is the stage where instructional materials are delivered to learners, systems are activated, and facilitators step into action. It's the bridge between theory and experience, where the quality of your design is truly tested. You'll learn how to prepare, pilot, and deliver learning in ways that ensure success. We'll also discuss how to handle logistics, technology setup, and learner readiness. Implementation requires coordination, communication, and adaptability. It's not just about deploying content. It's about ensuring that learning reaches people in the right way at the right time. Whether you're launching a digital course or live workshop, this phase determines how effectively your design performs. Let's begin exploring what makes implementation successful. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand how to execute an instructional design plan effectively. We'll start by clarifying the purpose of implementation and why it's essential to learner success. Then, we'll explore how to prepare every stakeholder, from facilitators and administrators to learners themselves. You'll see examples of how implementation activities vary depending on whether your learning is instructor-led, hybrid, or self-paced online. We'll cover how to monitor performance during rollout and make adjustments in real time. You'll also gain tools for testing, communication, and troubleshooting. Most importantly, you'll learn how to create a learner experience that's seamless from day one. Implementation is where planning meets performance. And by the end of this video, you'll be ready to handle that transition with confidence. Before diving into implementation, let's briefly review the development phase. In Lesson 17, we focused on creating and testing the learning materials designed during the previous step. You learned how to develop content, multimedia, and assessments that align with instructional goals. We discussed the importance of iteration, using pilot tests and feedback to refine and improve your materials. Development ensures that every resource is ready for use and meets the needs identified during analysis and design. It's where creative assets, instructional content, and evaluation tools come together. By the end of that phase, you should have a fully functional course package. Now, in the implementation phase, we'll focus on bringing those resources to your learners efficiently and effectively. The implementation phase represents the moment of truth for instructional design. This is when all your planning, design, and development come together in a live environment. During this phase, you deliver the course to your learners and ensure that all systems and people involved are ready to support them. This includes setting up the technology platform, finalizing logistics, and preparing instructors or facilitators. It's also important to communicate expectations clearly to learners and stakeholders. Implementation doesn't stop at delivery. It involves monitoring the rollout and making adjustments when necessary. The best instructional designers approach implementation as both a project and a learning process. What happens here directly impacts engagement, performance, and satisfaction. Done well, implementation creates a smooth learner experience and sets the stage for meaningful evaluation later on. Effective implementation is built on four major components: pilot testing, preparation, system readiness, and communication. Pilot testing allows you to test your course in a controlled environment with a small group of learners. This step helps identify technical issues, unclear instructions, or content gaps. Preparation involves ensuring that facilitators are trained, learners are informed, and resources are accessible. Technology readiness means that learning platforms, devices, and connectivity are functioning smoothly. Finally, communication ensures that everyone knows what to expect and how to get help. These elements combine to form a stable foundation for launch. Neglecting any one of them can result in confusion, technical failures, or disengaged learners. By managing these components carefully, instructional designers help create a positive, reliable, and engaging learning experience. Pilot testing is the first step in ensuring that your implementation is successful. Before rolling out a course to your full audience, test it with a small representative group. This group helps you identify issues with navigation, pacing, clarity, or technology. Collect both qualitative feedback and quantitative data on performance. Ask participants about their experience. What worked well and what felt confusing or challenging? Observe how facilitators handle content delivery and interaction. Use these findings to refine materials, instructions, and support tools. Pilot testing also builds facilitator confidence before the official launch. It's better to uncover and resolve challenges early rather than after full deployment. In many organizations, pilot testing becomes an essential checkpoint for quality assurance. When implemented effectively, this step ensures your course is polished, accessible, and learner-friendly. Facilitator readiness is a critical factor in implementation success. Whether your learning experience is virtual, hybrid, or in person, instructors must be confident in both content and technology. Provide them with a facilitator guide that outlines objectives, timing, key points, and troubleshooting tips. Encourage them to conduct practice sessions to build fluency and anticipate common learner questions. Facilitators should also understand how to engage participants through questioning, discussion, and feedback techniques. In digital environments, make sure they can manage breakout rooms, polls, and chat functions effectively. Training your facilitators ensures consistent quality and a smooth learner experience. Well-prepared facilitators project confidence, which helps learners feel supported and motivated. Implementation isn't just about deploying materials. It's about empowering the people who deliver them. Technology readiness can make or break a training rollout. Before launch, conduct a full systems check to confirm that all learning materials are accessible and functional within your platform. This includes testing multimedia, links, quizzes, and tracking features. Ensure that learner accounts and permissions are set up correctly to prevent access issues. Compatibility testing is especially important for mobile and remote learners using different devices. Create a technical support plan, including contact information, response times, and troubleshooting steps. If possible, run simulations of common user journeys to anticipate potential bottlenecks. Document known issues and provide clear guidance to facilitators and learners. Smooth technology implementation reinforces trust in your learning system. When learners can focus on content rather than technical frustrations, engagement and outcomes improve dramatically. Clear communication ensures that learners are ready and motivated for training. Implementation begins before the first session with effective outreach and preparation. Send a clear, engaging announcement that explains the course's purpose, relevance, and expected outcomes. Include instructions on how to access materials, technical requirements, and who to contact for help. Consider offering a short orientation video or demo module so learners can familiarize themselves with the platform. When learners understand what to expect, they feel confident and ready to participate. This preparation reduces anxiety and technical confusion on launch day. Good communication also demonstrates that your organization values their time and success. It transforms learning from a mandatory task into an engaging opportunity for growth. Successful implementation depends on logistical precision. Every detail, from scheduling to facilitator coordination, affects learner experience. Create a clear rollout plan with dates, facilitator assignments, and time zones where applicable. Prepare contingency plans for potential challenges like technical failures, scheduling conflicts, or unexpected absences. Assign a point of contact for monitoring participation and addressing real-time issues. Tracking attendance and engagement provides data for later evaluation. Having clear systems and documentation ensures accountability and consistency. When logistics run smoothly, learners and facilitators can focus fully on the training experience. Implementation logistics transform strategy into execution, bridging the gap between planning and real-world performance. Monitoring early feedback allows you to address issues before they escalate. During the initial rollout, observe live sessions or collect immediate reports from your learning platform. Track participation rates, completion times, and technical incidents. Encourage facilitators to share insights about learner engagement, pacing, and content clarity. Collect learner feedback through quick surveys or polls at the end of sessions. Focus on both successes and obstacles, using them to make rapid adjustments. Early responsiveness demonstrates that your organization values learner experience. It also helps protect training credibility by resolving problems before they affect a wider audience. Feedback loops are essential for continuous improvement. Make sure to log all observations systematically for later evaluation. Transparency in addressing feedback builds trust among learners and instructors alike. Implementation is not static. It evolves dynamically with user input. Proactive monitoring leads to higher satisfaction and stronger outcomes. Every improvement during this phase prepares your course for long-term sustainability. Even the most well-designed implementation plan can encounter challenges. Technical issues are the most common, ranging from login errors to poor internet connectivity. Anticipate these by offering pre-training checks and quick troubleshooting guides. Low learner engagement may also occur if participants don't understand the training's value. Address this by reinforcing the why behind each session and connecting it to performance outcomes. Scheduling conflicts can reduce participation, especially in global or hybrid teams. Offer asynchronous alternatives or flexible attendance options where possible. A lack of stakeholder alignment can cause mixed messaging and reduce support. Maintain open communication with leaders and managers to ensure consistency. Track patterns in the issues reported and prioritize solutions that have the greatest learner impact. When problems are approached with transparency and responsiveness, they become opportunities for process improvement. Implementation challenges should be seen as data points that inform better practices. Each obstacle teaches something about system readiness, team coordination, and learner needs. Over time, a proactive mindset turns implementation challenges into moments of growth and mastery. Before implementing any training program, preparation is critical. Start by confirming that all learning objectives align with organizational performance goals. Review content, resources, and logistics to ensure nothing is missing. Collect materials, including digital modules, handouts, and equipment. Schedule sessions thoughtfully, considering employee availability and workload. Assign facilitators or trainers who are knowledgeable and engaging. Communicate the plan to stakeholders clearly, emphasizing objectives, expectations, and outcomes. Prepare learners with pre-training materials or orientation. Test technology and systems for seamless delivery. Consider any special accommodations or accessibility needs. Anticipate potential barriers and have contingency plans. Set up tracking mechanisms to monitor participation. Ensure feedback channels are in place for real-time questions. Align support staff to assist learners during sessions. Confirm that evaluation criteria are ready to measure success. By taking these steps, implementation will proceed smoothly, reducing disruption and increasing effectiveness. The launch phase is where planning meets action. Begin by delivering training exactly according to the prepared schedule. Use interactive methods such as discussions, role plays, and quizzes to increase engagement. Encourage learners to participate actively and ask questions. Monitor participation carefully, noting attendance, attention, and responsiveness. Address any technical or content issues immediately to maintain flow. Provide clear instructions and expectations at the start of each session. Use real-world examples to make learning relevant and practical. Reinforce key points with visuals, stories, or hands-on exercises. Observe learners' reactions to adjust pacing and methods. Encourage peer-to-peer interaction to strengthen social learning. Collect informal feedback to identify areas needing reinforcement. Remind learners of support resources and follow-up opportunities. Record attendance, progress, and completion rates. Highlight any quick wins or achievements to motivate learners. By carefully managing the launch, you ensure training is impactful and meaningful. Implementation doesn't end once training starts. It's an ongoing process. Track learner progress continuously to ensure objectives are being met. Use LMS dashboards, quizzes, or observation to measure participation and understanding. Provide timely feedback to reinforce learning and correct misunderstandings. Offer coaching or mentoring when learners struggle to apply new skills. Engage managers to support employees in transferring training to the job. Address any barriers immediately to prevent disengagement or drop-off. Monitor both quantitative metrics like completion rates and qualitative feedback like learner satisfaction. Celebrate milestones and achievements to maintain motivation. Identify gaps early. These could be content, delivery, or learner readiness issues. Adapt resources or delivery methods as needed to maintain effectiveness. Encourage peer support and collaboration for learners to practice together. Provide additional resources for reinforcement, such as cheat sheets, job aids, or videos. Maintain communication with stakeholders about progress and challenges. Document lessons learned to improve future implementations. Monitor long-term impact through follow-up assessments or performance reviews. Reinforce a culture of continuous learning by modeling best practices and recognizing achievements. Effective monitoring ensures that the training translates into real-world performance improvements. A highly recommended resource for this phase is Telling Ain't Training by Harold D. Stolovitch and Erica J. Keeps. This classic text explains why simply presenting information is not the same as creating learning experiences. The authors emphasize the importance of interactivity, practice, and feedback, core principles in effective implementation. Their practical strategies help trainers transform theory into dynamic learning environments. The book also explores common mistakes in delivery and how to avoid them. It provides checklists and frameworks that align closely with the implementation phase of ADDIE. Stolovitch and Keeps focus on ensuring that learners not only understand, but apply what they've learned. The insights here bridge the gap between training content and workplace performance. Implementers will especially value the discussions around engagement and learner motivation. The book reinforces that delivery methods should adapt to context and audience. By applying these principles, you elevate training from instruction to transformation. Pair this resource with your pilot test findings for immediate improvement. It's an invaluable companion for anyone managing real-world learning rollouts. Implementation is where the success of instructional design becomes visible. Without this phase, even the most brilliant course designs remain theoretical. It ensures that learning reaches its intended audience in a practical, accessible, and effective way. A well-executed implementation phase enhances the credibility of the entire learning function. It demonstrates that training isn't just created, it's delivered with purpose. Implementation also helps close the loop between strategy and performance. When courses launch smoothly, learners trust the process and invest more energy in participation. It strengthens collaboration across teams, from design to IT to management. This phase also provides the first real test of how design decisions hold up under actual conditions. Effective implementation improves learner satisfaction, knowledge retention, and performance outcomes. It ensures that every detail, from timing to technology, supports the learning experience. The benefits extend to stakeholders who see measurable impact and engagement. In short, implementation brings learning to life and transforms design into action. Let's recap what we've learned about the implementation phase. Implementation is where design becomes reality, where learners finally experience the results of your work. Preparation is the foundation. Every successful rollout begins with organized materials, trained facilitators, and clear communication. Without preparation, even the best design course can fail in execution. Communication ensures that all stakeholders, trainers, learners, and leaders share the same vision and expectations. Support keeps learners motivated and helps facilitators deliver consistent quality. Monitoring progress during implementation allows you to adjust quickly and prevent small problems from growing. Every piece of feedback collected here becomes valuable input for future improvement. Implementation isn't a one-time event. It's a living process that adapts as conditions change. Remember to align all actions with the learning objectives defined earlier in the ADDIE model. Technology readiness and human readiness go hand in hand. One without the other leads to friction. As you refine your implementation process, focus on collaboration, responsiveness, and empathy. Learners need to feel supported, not just instructed. Finally, the best implementations create not just learning experiences, but lasting behavioral change. Let's take a moment to reflect on what you've learned about implementation. What is the main goal of pilot testing, and how does it improve the learner experience? Think about how facilitator preparation ensures consistent delivery across different sessions. Can you recall one-way communication with learners impacts readiness and engagement? Knowledge checks like these reinforce your understanding and identify areas for review. The goal isn't just to memorize facts, but to internalize best practices. Implementation is about connecting plans with people. Each of these questions helps you consider how to manage that connection effectively. Remember, feedback and preparation are as important as content itself. The implementation phase brings all your earlier design work to life. Use this knowledge check to confirm that you can apply these principles in real-world rollouts. Strong implementation leads to confident learners, reliable systems, and sustainable results. This quote from Peter Drucker perfectly captures the essence of the implementation phase. Instructional design is filled with strategy and intention, but without execution, those intentions remain ideas. Implementation is the hard work that transforms design into performance. It's where your planning, creativity, and coordination take shape as real-world results. Drucker's wisdom reminds us that effort and follow-through matter just as much as vision. Implementation demands persistence, problem-solving, and attention to detail. It's not just about delivering training, it's about delivering outcomes. When you implement with care, you create experiences that motivate, teach, and empower. Each session, each learner, and each improvement contributes to organizational growth. Implementation also sets the stage for evaluation, the next essential step in the ADDIE model. As you reflect on this quote, remember that design finds its value only through action. Effective instructional design ends not in creation, but in transformation. Let your work make your intelligence visible, and your learners' growth inevitable. Implementation is the moment when instructional design truly impacts people. All the planning, design, and development you've done now translates into learner experiences that change behavior and improve performance. The key to success lies in strong preparation, communication, and real-time adaptability. Implementation is not the end of the process. It's the beginning of measurement and refinement. As you manage rollouts, keep track of learner engagement, facilitator performance, and technology reliability. Each insight gathered here will guide the next phase, evaluation. Evaluation builds on implementation by transforming observations and data into strategic improvements. Celebrate your successes, but also take note of the challenges and surprises. Share outcomes with stakeholders to demonstrate the value of learning initiatives. Create feedback loops so improvements happen faster and more consistently. Implementation is where training stops being theory and starts being tangible. It's also where the credibility of instructional design grows. As we move forward to the next lesson, E is for evaluation. You'll learn how to measure results, prove impact, and build continuous learning systems.